and I'm here to bring you another video today on the Canadian real estate market. I spent the last few weeks taking you through different videos in terms of what happened in 2021 in terms of just the crazy year that we had in the Canadian real estate market. We spent some time talking about what's happening potentially in 2022 in terms of policies, how the market potentially will react, what our federal and provincial governments are thinking, and just overall what experts in the industry are saying. Today's video is really focused on the price increases that we've seen in the market. And what I'm going to focus here, as you can see already on the screen, is particularly for the Greater Toronto Area. As you probably know, I do reside in Toronto, Canada, so obviously this is my home market and affects me the most, and I'm sure it will hopefully some benefit to you as my viewers. And obviously if you reside in Ontario, definitely this is going to hit home. So I obviously use resources that I trust in terms of their opinion, their expertise, and how are they involved in the industry. So today, to begin with, again, I like to use Twitter threads. I feel like they're fantastic. Twitter is such a great resource for information and just to connect with people in terms of their thought, their thinking, their expertise, and their experience really shows in terms of the data and information they share on this platform. So if you don't use this and you want to learn more about this industry, please follow them. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and obviously subscribe on Facebook, or I meant to say subscribe on YouTube, and I'll definitely continue to bring this information to you. So let's begin. As you can see, this is a Twitter thread by John Pallas. So you can see here he's a president of Real Sophisy Ideas. Also, he has a monthly newsletter on Ontario, particularly in the GTA market, which is Move Smartly. And you can see some of his background in terms of, Doctor of Canada at University of Toronto. He's been in the industry for a very long time. He runs his own real estate firm. He's obviously in the market day in, day out. And just to learn and hear from such a person who has, experience on the front lines makes the biggest difference in terms of the information that you obtain in terms of, through Twitter and obviously through this video. So let's kick it off. So you can see here the average price of a low-rise home in the Greater Toronto Area in 2021 was $1.342 million. That, compared to 2019, is up 39% when the average price in 2019 was $960,000. So that's a 40% rise in low-rise homes in a matter of 2 years. And that doesn't only apply to low-rise homes. You can see here as well, the average condo price for 2021 was $702,000, and that's up 20% from 2019 when the average price was $587,000. So this graph breaks it down a little bit more, and we can see it. I'm going to make it bigger here on the screen, as you can see now. You can see here this trend line start from 2012 and obviously to the end of year 2021. And you can really see here the GTA homes, how they progress in terms of price increases. So or I should say actually the average home price across the GTA. And really this will paint a picture of how home prices have increased, because obviously, it's a linear line almost in a sense, and it's increasing. So let's look at here. In 2012, an average home price in the GTA, Greater Toronto Area, was $600,000. And you can see it's consistently gone up. Here in 2016, 2017, there was a bit of a lull in the market. And around this time also, the stress test was put into place, and we can see there was a bit of a dip, maybe $200,000 in terms of pricing. And then as soon as just before the pandemic, things started to increase. I remember talking to my wife in just before the pandemic and saying, hey, the market's on fire again. It seems like people are trying to scoop up properties as quick as possible. And obviously the pandemic has accelerated that with the liquidity that's in the market currently. So you can see obviously this rise in terms of GTA homes. And sorry, the blue line is GTA home average prices for the last 9 years. And the orange line is for GTA condos. Going to GTA condos, you can see here as well. In 2012, they were less than 400,000. Obviously, this line has increased less, which normally does happen because obviously with the condo you don't get land, and obviously they're usually smaller spaces. But you can still see this is a very strong linear line. You can see, obviously at the end here, this is almost just under about 700,000 here. You can see this linear increase over the last 9 years. So obviously, being in the real estate market, either owning a home, investor, or obviously being an agent or mortgage agent has obviously paid off here, because prices have been increasing, and obviously in the last 2 years they've increased drastically, and drastically I think is an understatement here. To conclude the data, John also was sharing that total sales, in 2021 came at 120,000, and this broke the 2016 annual record, which was 112,000 units that were sold, the number of home sales. So really, I want to highlight this once more, that 2021 was an extraordinary year in terms of the market increase in terms of pricing, the number of sales, and just how the market reacted and how the market performed. It was an incredible year in terms of what I've been hearing from real estate agents, mortgage agents, obviously companies that are involved in the sphere, and also everyday Canadians. We obviously, Canadians have increased their net worth, or their wealth, because obviously their homes have appreciated. They've been using that income for other resources. For example, refinancing, and let me go on a vacation, let me buy another investment property, let me buy a car, for example. So going back to this chart. This chart is actually very interesting, because let's just follow the chart along. Obviously, this is not a linear. You can see increases, a lull, and obviously increase from there. Let's look at this track here. So in 2012, averaging about 90,000, number of GTA home sales, and you can see this number drastically increasing where the 2016 peak happened here. 2016, 2017 2016 obviously was a very strong year for home sales, and then you can see this drop. This was a big drop. You went from almost greater, maybe 115,000 home sales to 80,000. That's a big difference and a big low, and obviously market prices adjusted at this time and corrected maybe 200,000, 150, but I'm going to say between 100 and 120,000 dollars that the market corrected at that time. And you can see from 2018's bottom, it's drastically gone up. And obviously in 2021, the Canadian, or the GTA market set a record at almost 120,000 sales. So I just want to highlight that once more, that 2021 may be an outlier, or let's see if this number increases further. Let's say it goes to 130. What I've been hearing a lot in the market is there's just not enough supply of resale homes to potentially break this number in 2022, but who knows what's going to happen in the spring market and the summer market, and obviously fall of 2022. So we'll see how this number progresses. But I want to bring this quick video to you, really highlight what happened in 2021 in terms of the sales, and potentially what is forthcoming, and let's see what happens in 2022. This just gives you a good perspective of history, of historical rises, historical drops, and I hope it's value of information to you. So I hope you appreciated this video and me coming at you on a weekly basis. Again, my name is Gurvinder. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and I hope you subscribe to me on YouTube. I obviously appreciate a like as well. It takes a second to give me a like and give me some I have to say, some motivation here to continue these conversations, as I put a lot of effort into this. So thank you. I hope you stay safe, yourself and your families, and we'll be chatting again next week. So thank you for your time.